So in any risk and analytics space, we have 5 key component processes. And to note, each process can have multiple sub-processes. I'm happy to say that BPPL Smart Apps is going to address all these issues in a business-friendly and cost-effective manner. But with this brief, let me hand over the session to my colleagues to start the product demo of all these features. Now over to the team.
Hi everyone, my name is Vihar Devalla.
Hello, I'm Swati.
And we are here to explain the product architecture of BPPL RAMS. So our application BPPL RAMS, which stands for Risk Assessment and Measurement Service, consists of 5 major parts, which includes the web application itself, the microservices, the reporting layer, the database, and finally the Docker and deployment strategy.
This is done using API, which stands for Application Programming Interface. It helps us connect web application to microservice and microservice to database and helps us send the information back to web application.
Now let's take a real-life example of how APIs work. Assume you are a customer sitting at a restaurant and you request for an order. This order is taken by the waiter, who relays this information to the chef, who uses the various ingredients at his disposal to create the dish. And this dish is sent back to the customer using the waiter. As you can see, the waiter is the connecting link between both the customer and the chef here. And that is the same role as the API.
Let us apply this analogy to our product architecture. Assume a user requests for information using the web application. The API takes this request and sends this to the microservice. The microservice logically handles the request using database to get the requested information. This information is then sent to web application via API. Here, the API is the waiter and microservice being the chef.
Now let's have a look at our tech stack for a web application. Our web application is powered by next.js, which is a React-based JavaScript framework known for its speed, security, enterprise friendliness, and its inbuilt APIs, which is very important knowing our architecture. Along with this, we also use Tailwind CSS to rapidly prototype our designs.
The next layer in our architecture is the microservice layer. This layer consists of Java and Spring Boot. We want to transition from a legacy system which uses Java to a newer Spring Boot application to serve modern websites.
Moving on to the tech stack for a database. We are database agnostic for all SQL databases. That means we support all SQL type databases. This is done using our Java framework, which uses native queries to transform our queries into the corresponding databases.
The last layer in our architecture is the reporting layer. We use AWS QuickSight to generate reports for the huge amount of data present in the bank. These reports have graphs and charts which provide insightful trends about the data.
Now that we know of the architecture of a product, let's see how do we deploy this product. We do this using Docker. Docker creates containers for our individual microservices, which means, for example, like a ship's container, each microservice is containerized, which means it's isolated while allowing minute interactions with other containers. And once you have all the containers ready, you ship them in a ship using Docker. This allows you to create a scalable product which can be deployed anywhere, anytime, very quickly.
Now let us understand why we chose Docker and what are its benefits. Docker allows us to configure and deploy our application within few minutes, unlike a monolith project which takes several months for deployment. It is also easy to set up and is modular in its approach. Docker also allows us to make quick changes to our application. It also allows us to create fast and seamless deployments.
Another added advantage of using Docker is that it allows us to create a robust cloud strategy, which means you can deploy to the public cloud like Amazon AWS, Microsoft Azure, or Google Cloud Platform. Or if you want a much more secure and private deployment, you can always opt to a private cloud or a private network using Docker. Both of these are feasible using Docker. So in summary, our tech stack for BPPL RAMS consists of Next.js and Tailwind for the front end and website.
We use Java and Spring Boot for backend.
Any SQL database as the database layer.
We use AWS QuickSight for reporting.
And finally, Docker for deployment. Thank you.